Thousands of years ago, something strange happened to men. Not all men died, not all men disappeared, but their bloodlines went quiet. Their bones returned to the earth. Their voices vanished into wind. Their names were never carved into stone. And yet, deep inside human DNA, scientists found a silence, a missing thread, a broken father line. The mothers kept speaking through time. Their ancient lines moved forward. Their daughters had daughters. Their memories survived. But many fathers stopped. Not in one village, not in one night, not because every man was killed. Something slower happened, something colder. Many ancient men lived real lives. They hunted, they fought, they carried children, they guarded fires, they feared darkness. They touched the same earth we touch now. But in the father-to-son record, they became ghosts. And this is the mystery. Where did all the ancient men go? The clue is hidden in the Y chromosome. The Y chromosome passes mostly from father to son. It is like a tiny ancient signature, a male thread, a bloodline whisper. If a man has sons, and those sons have sons, that thread can travel for thousands of years. But if a man has only daughters, his children may live, his blood may continue, but his Y line ends. If his sons die young, the line ends. If his sons never have sons, the line ends. If his clan loses its place, the line can disappear. So a man did not need to vanish from life, to vanish from DNA history. He only needed to leave no surviving son. That is the haunting part. A man could stand beside the fire his whole life and still never become an ancestor in the male line. Then, the pattern becomes even stranger. Ancient DNA suggests that at one point after farming spread, far fewer male lines survived compared with female lines. Some people describe the pattern almost like this. For every one male line that continued, many female lines kept moving forward. Sometimes people turn this into a shocking image. One man, many women, 17 women, and suddenly the mind sees a powerful chief near the fire, a man with food, a man with land, a man with weapons, a man whose children fill the village, and outside the circle, other men watch in silence. But we have to be careful. DNA is not a camera. It did not record one exact scene. It does not prove that every village had one man with 17 women. It shows something stranger. It shows the result. It shows which lines survived, not every story behind them. So maybe the real question is not, did one man take all the women? Maybe the real question is, why did so many men leave no sons? The answer may begin when humans stopped moving. Before farming, people followed rivers, animals, berries, seasons, and rain. Life moved, families moved, hunger moved. But then came fields, then came grain, then came animals, then came storage, then came houses, then came land. And land changed everything. Because land can be guarded, food can be counted, animals can be owned, a house can be inherited, a village can belong to a family. And once inheritance appears, bloodlines become powerful. The question is no longer only, who is strong? It becomes, who owns this field? Who controls this grain? Whose sons inherit the cattle? Whose sons carry the name? Whose sons become the future? This is where the father line may have become a wall, a clan, a male house, a group of men tied to one remembered father, one grandfather, one ancestor, one name. If you belonged to that line, you had protection. If you stood outside it, you were weaker, less protected, less chosen, less remembered. And when male clans compete, the Y chromosome can suffer. A losing group does not need to disappear completely. Only its father line needs to break. The women may survive. The daughters may survive. The children may be absorbed. The land may pass to the winning sons. The defeated men may be killed, pushed away, or left without power. And slowly, their male line fades, like smoke above a dead fire. This is one possible door into the mystery. War, raids, clan battles. Men fighting men, not random violence. Father line against father line. If one clan defeats another, it can erase many related male lines at once because men inside the same clan may share the same male ancestor. So one defeat can cut many branches from the same tree. But violence is not the only explanation. There is another door, a quieter one. Rules, marriage rules, inheritance rules, status rules. Who is allowed to marry? Who is allowed to own? Who is allowed to have many children? Who is considered important? Who is protected when food becomes scarce? In an unequal village, every man may be alive, but every man does not have the same chance to become a father. A powerful man may have more food, more land, more wives, more sons who survive winter. A poor man may live beside him, but have no wife, or one wife, or no surviving sons, or sons who never inherit enough to continue. This is not always a single violent moment. Sometimes bloodlines disappear by being slowly pushed to the edge, not murdered, just removed from the future. That is darker in a different way, because the missing men may have been ordinary men, younger brothers, defeated men, poor men, outsiders, servants, captured men, men from broken families, men who stood near the fire, but not at the center. They may have worked, loved, suffered, dreamed, but the future did not carry their male mark. Later history gives us a clue. Sometimes a powerful male line can explode. A ruler's sons become rulers. Their sons become commanders. Their grandsons take land. Power protects the bloodline. Power multiplies the name. This is why people talk about the Genghis Khan effect, not because the Neolithic mystery was exactly the same, but because it shows a principle. When power gathers around one male line, that line can spread far beyond normal. Now imagine that principle before empires, before writing, before kings with crowns. Imagine small villages, small chiefs, small war leaders, small male houses. Not one giant ruler, but many little fires, many local strongmen, many winning fathers, and beside them, many men whose lines ended quietly. This is why the story feels almost mythic. It is not only about reproduction. It is about who gets to become an ancestor, who stands near the food, who owns the animals, who is protected by the clan, who is chosen in marriage, who survives the raid, who has sons, and whose sons have sons. The mothers tell a different story. Female lines seem to have stayed more diverse. Why? Maybe because women moved between groups through marriage. Maybe defeated women were absorbed into winning communities. Maybe daughters continued even when father lines broke. A woman could enter another clan. Her children could grow there. Her mitochondrial DNA could continue, but the Y chromosome of her defeated father, brother, or former clan might vanish. So women carried memory across borders. Men's lines often stayed tied to the clan, and when the clan fell, the male line fell with it. That is the ancient silence, not the silence of empty land, the silence of broken fathers. Imagine a village at night. The fire is low. Children sleep near warm ash. A chief sits close to the grain. His sons sleep under protection. Outside the brighter circle, another man watches. He is alive. He breathes. He has hands, scars, hunger, fear. But he owns nothing. No cattle, no field, no strong clan behind him. Maybe he will never marry. Maybe he will never have sons. Maybe his daughters will survive inside another name. Maybe his bones will remain, but his father line will not. Thousands of years later, science does not hear his voice. It only sees the missing thread. And maybe that is the most chilling truth. Human history was not only shaped by who lived, it was shaped by whose children kept going. Not the best people, not the kindest, not the most deserving, only the lines that continued. Behind every surviving bloodline, there may be another line that ended. A man with no son, a son with no son, a clan with no future, a name that vanished before names were written. So when we ask, where did all the ancient men go? The answer is not simple. They may not have disappeared from Earth. They disappeared from the father line. They disappeared from the record that the Y chromosome remembers. They became the missing men inside human DNA. And that makes the mystery deeper, because those men were real. They saw the same moon. They heard the same wolves. They warmed their hands over the same fire. But somewhere between land, hunger, power, women, war, rules, and sons, their bloodline stopped speaking. And now, after thousands of years, DNA still whispers the question they left behind. Who was allowed to become an ancestor?